Hello Lakers fan. If you are one of those who are always up to date with the news about our Lakers, then you need to pay attention to what is coming up on our Lakers news channel. I am preparing exclusive coverage on possible signings, rumors, interviews, and much more of our Lakers, and what I can say is that rumors are catching fire on social media, and you don't want to miss any information. So if you are a true Lakers and you don't want to miss the latest news, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to receive everything firsthand. Let's get to today's news.
Charles Barkley, the Lakers are Luka Donic's team now. There's always something powerful, almost poetic, about a passing of the torch in sports. And right now, the Los Angeles Lakers are living through one of those moments with Luka Donic stepping into the spotlight. For the first time in LeBron James' legendary career, he's no longer the undisputed center of gravity for his team. That's not a slight. LeBron is still producing at an all-NBA level at age 40. But with Donic's arrival and his long-term contract extension, the Lakers are now building their future around the 26-year-old superstar. LeBron hasn't made any commitment beyond this season, and with that uncertainty, it makes sense that the franchise is shifting its timeline to align with Luka's prime years. NBA icon and analyst Charles Barkley echoed that reality during a recent interview on The Better Angle. LeBron's going to have to move on at some point. It is what it is. He's still putting up numbers, but they haven't been winning for years now? This is probably Luka's team already. You don't trade for Luka Donic, hand him a max extension, and then say the team still belongs to someone else. A new era in LA. The Lakers now find themselves in a rare situation, transitioning leadership while still boasting one of the greatest players of all time on the roster. General manager Pelinka has the difficult task of threading the needle, keeping the team competitive right now with LeBron still playing at a high level, while also building a sustainable future with Donic at the core. It's a balancing act few franchises ever face. And while Donic has been relatively quiet this offseason, choosing to observe more than influence, sources say he's keenly aware of how the team evolves around him. This isn't just about stardom, it's about vision and commitment. Luka wants to win, and he wants to see if the Lakers can create the kind of championship-caliber roster he's been craving. For fans, it's a good problem to have two generational talents on one team. But the front office knows the window to make this work together is tight. Smoothly transitioning into the Luka era without underutilizing LeBron's final elite years is the ultimate challenge. Trade deadline looming. Pressure is mounting. As the 2026 trade deadline approaches, expect the noise to get louder. Will the Lakers go all in for one last LeBron Donic title run? Or will they lean further into their long-term vision and reshape the roster to fit Luka's style? Either way, the moves they make or don't make will send a strong message about their priorities. Luka's offseason: quiet, focused, and intentional. Last season was emotionally and physically exhausting for Donic. He was traded abruptly, suffered a lingering calf injury, and struggled to maintain his conditioning. But this summer, he's made it personal. Donic committed to getting into the best shape of his life, something Lakers insiders have quietly praised. Still, Lakers assistant coach Greg St. Jean noted there's more work to do. His fitness is still a work in progress. He's made great strides, but there's another level he can reach, and he knows that. This kind of self-awareness and maturity from a 26-year-old is exactly what has the Lakers organization so optimistic. Donic isn't just here to be great, he's here to lead. The bottom line. The LeBron era in Los Angeles brought a championship, star power, and global relevance. Now, as Luka Donic begins to take the reins, the Lakers are looking to write their next chapter, with a superstar built for the present and the future. And if all goes right, this passing of the torch won't be a goodbye, it'll be a handoff from one legend to the next. Inside the locker room, a subtle shift in leadership. While the transition from LeBron to Luka hasn't been officially declared, those close to the Lakers organization say the shift is already being felt behind closed doors. According to team sources, Donic has begun taking a more vocal role in film sessions, walkthroughs, and team huddles, something that didn't happen when he first arrived midway through last season. And rather than resisting the change, veterans on the roster, including LeBron himself, appear to be embracing it. It's not about ego, said one Lakers staffer. LeBron has always said he wants to see the game in good hands. And Luka's not just talented, he's stepping up as a leader. That's something you can't force. Still, for a team that has been under LeBron's identity for the past 6 years, adjusting to a new voice of leadership requires patience. There's a learning curve, For everyone. Media reactions. Is this the right time? In sports talk circles, the debate is in full swing. Is it too early to hand the keys to Luka? Should the Lakers still try to maximize what they have in LeBron? Or is this simply a smart, necessary pivot? On NBA Countdown, analyst Jalen Rose put it this way. You don't bring in Luka Donic and not build around him. He's one of the 5 most gifted offensive players in the world. And he's only 26. You have to think about the next 5 to 7 years, not just the next playoff run. Meanwhile, Kendrick Perkins argued that the Lakers' best chance is actually keeping both stars heavily involved. If you manage the egos right and get the roster right, you can win now and build for the future. It ain't easy, but it's possible. LeBron and Luka don't have to be oil and water. They can cook together. The fans, divided, but hopeful. Among Lakers fans, the reaction has been mixed, but passionate. Longtime LeBron supporters are wary of the team turning the page too early, especially with James still putting up all-star numbers. Others see this as a natural evolution, and are excited about building something sustainable around Luka. One fan tweet went viral this week. Luka is the future. But don't forget who brought the banner in 2020. Show Bron respect while giving Luka room to shine. That seems to be the prevailing sentiment, appreciation for the past, curiosity for the future. Rob Pelinka's high-stakes balancing act. With the trade deadline approaching, GM Rob Pelinka finds himself at a crossroads. Does he move veteran contracts to get Luka more help now? Or does he stand pat and wait until LeBron's contract expires before reshaping the roster completely? There are whispers around the league that Pelinka is exploring both options, monitoring the market for a two-way wing or another big who can complement Donic's offensive gravity and help anchor the defense. Sources also say that while LeBron hasn't formally requested a trade, he's not opposed to discussing it privately if the team's direction becomes clearer in the coming months. One potential destination being quietly floated? Golden State. But those conversations remain in the rumor phase, for now. Looking ahead, can 2 eras coexist? What happens next in LA will come down to chemistry, timing, and bold decision-making. Donic is undeniably the Lakers' future, but LeBron is still a force in the present. If the front office can strike the right balance, and if both stars stay healthy and aligned, the Lakers could find themselves doing something incredibly rare in today's NBA, competing now while building for tomorrow. And that, if pulled off, could be the most impressive chapter yet in this franchise's storied history. LeBron James trains with Hawks rising star Jalen Johnson. As the 2025-26 NBA season approaches, LeBron James is preparing for his unprecedented 23rd year in the league, and he's showing no signs of slowing down. Now 40 years old, the Los Angeles Lakers superstar remains one of the NBA's most impactful players. Despite his age, LeBron continues to defy expectations, leading on the court and setting the gold standard off it, especially when it comes to training, longevity, and discipline. The Lakers front office worked this offseason to retool the roster around him and Luka Donic, addressing several key needs in hopes of delivering a championship-caliber team. But now, the focus shifts to head coach J.J. Redick and the staff, who will be responsible for turning the potential into results. Back in the lab, with some young company. After spending the early summer recovering and recharging, LeBron is officially back in the gym. And true to his legacy, he's not just working for himself, he's helping lift the next generation. Recently, fans noticed LeBron training alongside Atlanta Hawks forward Jalen Johnson, one of the league's most promising young talents. The moment, shared by the Hawks' official X, formerly Twitter account, sparked conversation online, not just about LeBron's preparation, but his ongoing influence on younger stars. It's worth noting that both James and Johnson are represented by Clutch Sports, making this off-season workout easy to arrange. But this wasn't just a casual sweat session, it was a glimpse at the mentor LeBron has become. A perfect match, veteran and rising star. Jalen Johnson was having a breakout season with the Hawks before an injury sidelined him. An athletic, versatile forward with the kind of all-around skill set that today's NBA craves, Johnson has the tools to become a major name in the league. Working out with LeBron is not just about getting stronger, it's about absorbing wisdom from one of the greatest to ever do it. And for LeBron, it's another chance to pour into the game he's helped shape for 2 decades. It's what sets him apart, not just the talent, but the commitment to excellence, and the willingness to help others rise. Speculation and social media stirring. This offseason hasn't been without its drama. LeBron's cryptic social media posts in recent months have led to whispers that he may not be fully satisfied with his current situation in Los Angeles. But for now, nothing concrete suggests he's ready to move on. In fact, with Luka Donic now on board, and a stronger supporting cast around them, the Lakers may represent his best and final chance at one more championship. Training hard, mentoring rising stars, and staying locked in, LeBron's actions speak louder than rumors. LeBron heads back to China with Nike. Off the court, LeBron continues to expand his global influence. He recently announced his return to China this September for his 15th Nike tour, a massive milestone that highlights both his iconic status and his ongoing impact on the sport worldwide. Whether he's mentoring in the gym or inspiring future stars around the globe, LeBron James remains the standard of greatness, and heading into year 23, he's not just chasing titles. He's shaping the future. Training with purpose, more than just a workout. LeBron's off-season session with Jalen Johnson wasn't just another workout, it was a statement. For someone entering his 23rd season, LeBron could easily take a step back. Instead, he's still in the trenches, training with up-and-coming stars and setting the tone for what greatness looks like behind the scenes. According to those close to the workout, LeBron was not only physically sharp but fully engaged as a mentor, giving Johnson tips on spacing, footwork, defensive positioning, and reading the floor in transition. He wasn't just showing up to train, said a source familiar with the session. He was teaching, coaching, pushing. You could tell Jalen was soaking in every second. This mentorship moment reflects what many around the league have been saying quietly. LeBron is entering the legacy-building phase of his career, not just through rings, but through influence. League-wide reactions. LeBron's impact still runs deep. As expected, the clip of LeBron and Jalen Johnson quickly went viral. NBA players and analysts praised the move, calling it a masterclass in leadership. ESPN's Brian Windhorst remarked on NBA Today, "This is what separates LeBron from other all-time greats. He's not just thinking about his own legacy, he's thinking about the legacy of the league. That's why he trains with young stars, gives them game, and shows them what it takes." Shaquille O'Neal also chimed in on his podcast. "You don't see MJ doing that. You didn't see Kobe doing that. But Bron? He's giving out the blueprint. And I respect that." Meanwhile, Hawks fans are buzzing at the idea of Johnson soaking up knowledge from one of the greatest ever, possibly accelerating his breakout campaign in 2025 to 26. What this means for the Lakers. For the Lakers, this is both encouraging and telling. It shows that LeBron is still fully locked in, even with questions surrounding his future. He's not acting like someone who's ready to walk away. He's training like someone who expects to win now, and lead by example. Sources close to the team say that LeBron's preparation has reignited optimism inside the Lakers facility, especially with the recent arrival of Luka Donic. The front office believes that a fully committed James, paired with a motivated Donic and a deeper supporting cast, gives them a legitimate shot at the title. Head coach J.J. Redick, entering his first season, has reportedly been in contact with LeBron throughout the summer. The two are expected to meet for private strategy sessions before training camp opens in October. Looking ahead, season 23 could be special. As LeBron James enters uncharted territory in NBA history, all eyes are on what could be the final chapter of his playing career. But if recent signs are any indication, he's approaching it with the same intensity, discipline, and drive that's defined his journey from the very beginning. Whether it's mentoring a future star like Jalen Johnson, representing basketball globally with Nike in China, or quietly preparing for another run at the NBA Finals, LeBron isn't just playing out the clock. He's still shaping the game. And that, more than anything, is what makes season 23 so compelling. Luka Donic's EuroBasket rival explains why the Lakers star is nearly impossible to guard. As Luka Donic gears up for another international run with Team Slovenia in EuroBasket, one thing remains clear to players around the world: he's a nightmare to defend. Already one of the most complete offensive players in the NBA, Donic continues to dominate not with overwhelming athleticism, but with elite skill, court vision, and intelligence. Whether he's creating space off the dribble, knocking down step-back threes, or slicing through defenses with pinpoint passes, Donic makes the game look almost effortless. Currently representing Slovenia in Europe's most competitive international tournament, Donic is once again showcasing why he's so special, and even his opponents can't help but admire it. You can't guard him one-on-one. In a recent interview with FIBA, Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic, playing for Team Germany, opened up about what makes defending Donic such a unique challenge. There are very few players in the world who can control the game like he does on offense, Wagner said. You can't stop him with just one guy. According to Wagner, defending Luka requires constant adjustments, team effort, and a lot of patience. You've got to keep changing the looks you give him. And even then, you have to accept that he's going to make tough shots. Just try to make life hard and force him into 5-on-1 situations. Sometimes, all you can do is tip your hat when he makes something incredible. He's a magician out there. Wagner wasn't the only German player full of praise. Andreas Obst, one of Germany's sharpshooters, also shared his thoughts on Donic's game. He's kind of a magician, Obst said. He scores when he wants. But it's not just about scoring, he sets his teammates up with these crazy passes. He reads the game so well, and he makes everything look easy. Obst added that watching Donic play is almost surreal. Sometimes, you wonder what's going through his mind. 1 second it's a floater, next thing you know he's got 30 points. It's just smooth. Lakers, Slovenia, and a legacy in the making. Donic enters EuroBasket riding a wave of momentum after signing a massive contract extension with the Los Angeles Lakers this summer. With LeBron James still in the fold and a deeper upgraded roster around him, Luka now has the tools and support to chase an NBA championship. But before he returns to LA, he's focused on doing something historic for his country. Bringing a title home for Slovenia wouldn't just be a proud moment, it would further cement his place among the game's elite. Though he already has the respect of his peers, Donic knows that to be considered one of the all-time greats, it takes more than numbers and highlights. It takes trophies, accolades, and unforgettable moments on the biggest stages. And that journey continues, both in Europe and back in Los Angeles. A global stage, a global star. Luka Donic's presence at EuroBasket isn't just about national pride, it's a clear signal that his focus extends beyond the NBA spotlight. He wants to win on every stage, for every jersey he wears. His performance with Team Slovenia is being closely watched, not just by fans in Europe, but by NBA executives, players, and analysts worldwide. A dominant showing in the tournament would not only boost his international legacy, but could also elevate his MVP case heading into the 2025-26 NBA season. And make no mistake, Donic has come to EuroBasket with a purpose. Sources close to the Slovenian national team say he's more locked in than ever, leading team meetings, taking on a vocal leadership role, and raising the competitive standard for everyone around him. After a frustrating exit in the previous international cycle, Donic reportedly told teammates that anything less than a medal this time would be a waste. The Lakers are watching closely. Back in Los Angeles, the Lakers organization is watching Donic's EuroBasket journey with both excitement and a bit of nervous anticipation. While they fully support his national team aspirations, they're also aware of the physical toll international play can take, especially with training camp just weeks away. But what encourages the Lakers most isn't just Donic's on-court dominance, it's how he's embracing leadership. Luka is stepping into that superstar maturity phase, one Lakers insider told The Athletic. He's no longer just putting up crazy stat lines, he's elevating everyone around him. That's exactly what we need as we start building this new era. With LeBron James entering what may be his final season, the Lakers view Donic as the face of their franchise moving forward. His ability to lead both on and off the court, across continents and competition levels, only reinforces that belief. NBA stars react. Donic's EuroBasket highlights have already started making waves across social media. Players like Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Trae Young have reposted clips of Luka's crafty stepbacks, cross-court lasers, and impossibly smooth footwork. Luka just sees the game in slow motion, Booker tweeted. Too easy for him. The reaction from his NBA peers echoes what his EuroBasket rivals have said. You can't really stop Donic, you can only hope to slow him down. What's next? Slovenia's road to gold. Slovenia enters the knockout phase of EuroBasket with high expectations and a target on their back. With Donic at the helm, they're not just hoping to compete, they're aiming to win it all. A EuroBasket title would mark another major achievement for Donic and set the tone heading into the NBA season. It would also silence any lingering doubts about whether he can lead a team to a championship. As for the Lakers, they're hoping the version of Luka returning from Europe is battle-tested, energized, and fully ready to take command in Los Angeles. Because while he may already be respected worldwide, true greatness is measured by what you bring home, whether it's gold for Slovenia or a banner for the Lakers. Warriors inquired about LeBron James' trade on multiple occasions. With the start of training camp just over a month away, the Los Angeles Lakers roster is more or less set for the 2025-26 season. But one major question still lingers. What's next for LeBron James? Although LeBron opted into his contract and committed to returning to LA, he's made it clear that his main priority is winning championships. Privately, there have been doubts about whether the current Lakers roster is truly built to contend at the highest level. That said, any noise around a potential trade has largely quieted, for now. LeBron hasn't requested a move, and the Lakers have shown no interest in trading their 40-year-old superstar. Even if they were open to it, James holds a no-trade clause, giving him full control over any potential move. Still, that hasn't stopped one team from consistently testing the waters: the Golden State Warriors. According to NBA insider Jake Fisher, the Warriors have reached out to the Lakers multiple times over the past 18 months to explore the idea of a blockbuster deal involving LeBron James and, yes, Stephen Curry. Interestingly, the conversations came around the same time the two were teammates for Team USA's senior men's squad, chasing gold at the Paris Olympics under none other than Warriors head coach Steve Kerr. After years of epic finals battles, sources say LeBron and Steph genuinely enjoyed sharing the court as teammates. This isn't out of character for Golden State. The franchise has never been shy about swinging big, as seen with their aggressive pursuit of Kevin Durant in 2016 and, more recently, their interest in Jimmy Butler earlier this year. The Warriors have long dreamed of pairing James and Curry, but when the idea was brought to LeBron, he reportedly declined the opportunity. A straight-up LeBron for Butler trade might be the most realistic scenario, but it's one that likely makes little sense for the Lakers. Another potential path could involve Golden State extending restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga with a sizable contract to open up other trade avenues, but that hasn't happened yet. For now, all signs point to LeBron starting the season in purple and gold. However, if things go south, don't be surprised if trade talks heat up again as the February deadline approaches. Lakers vs. Warriors set for preseason matchup on ESPN. Fans won't have to wait long to see LeBron and the Lakers face off against Steph and the Warriors. The two teams are set to clash on opening night, and before that, they'll meet in a preseason game that will be broadcast live on ESPN. This potential blockbuster chatter between the Lakers and Warriors has stirred quite a buzz around the league, and understandably so. Pairing two of the greatest players of this era, LeBron James and Stephen Curry, on the same court would be nothing short of seismic for the NBA landscape. The possibility alone has fueled endless speculation among fans, analysts, and even players. However, beyond the excitement, the implications for both franchises run deep. For the Lakers, trading LeBron, even if it's a fantasy scenario, would represent a monumental shift in the franchise's direction. LeBron isn't just a player. He's the face of the franchise, the leader, and a major draw for fans and sponsors alike. Letting him go could signal a rebuild or a pivot toward younger talent, which could be painful for a fanbase hungry for immediate success. On the flip side, Golden State's interest highlights their ongoing ambition to remain title contenders. While they've built a dynasty around Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, adding a player of LeBron's caliber, even at 40, could potentially extend their window of dominance or open up new possibilities for championship runs. Still, managing salaries, fit, and locker room dynamics would be delicate balancing acts. There's also the ripple effect on the league's competitive balance to consider. Imagine the ripple through Eastern Conference teams, the Brooklyn Nets and Miami Heat, all of whom have their own star-studded lineups. Such a trade could force a reshuffling of rosters as teams scramble to respond. LeBron's own legacy is also on the line. He's consistently been vocal about chasing rings, and joining forces with Curry, his longtime finals rival, could offer one final thrilling chapter to his storied career. But it would also come with immense pressure and expectations, and the challenge of meshing two dominant personalities and playing styles. For now though, the Lakers-Warriors trade talk remains just that, talk. The Lakers appear committed to starting the season with LeBron on board, while the Warriors are focused on their current roster and potential moves involving younger players. Still, with the NBA trade deadline looming in February, and given how quickly fortunes can change in professional sports, it's impossible to rule out any surprises. Fans should expect rumors and whispers to keep swirling, and analysts will be watching every move closely. In the meantime, The upcoming preseason and regular season matchups between these two powerhouse franchises will provide a tantalizing preview of what might come. Whether as rivals or teammates, the story of LeBron James and Stephen Curry remains one of the most captivating sagas in sports today, and it's far from over.